Sleep schmeep. Why does everybody go on about it so much? And how much sleep does one need anyway? Hi there, and welcome to Dr. K Explains It All, the YouTube channel that aims to educate you on your health journey, and not only that, but arm you with tons of information so you can make better decisions about your health. We've all done it. Stayed up late in order to meet a work deadline, studying for an exam, or just because the new TV series we're watching on Netflix was just too damn good. Our smartphones and Instagram timelines have this unique, magical time-sucking abilities, and the next thing you know is that you look up at the clock and you realize it's way past your bedtime. Not to mention the intolerable cruelty that comes from having insomnia. Staying up awake whilst that same torture device, the clock, stares at you, grinning at you in all its neon LED glory, just mocking you. I know just how that feels. And apparently, I'm not the only one. This is so common, with 1 in 3 of us suffering from poor sleep. The main culprits tend to be things like stress, computers and smartphones, and having an irregular shift pattern due to work commitments or staying up to meet a work deadline. Whilst the odd night of poor sleep isn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things, evidence does show that prolonged sleep deprivation can have long-term effects on your health, such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and shortening your overall life expectancy. It's becoming clearer then that just as much as we pay attention to the food that we eat, a good night's sleep and having a good night's sleep is an important part of our overall health. Most of us need around 8 hours of good quality sleep at night in order to function properly. But some need more and some need less. A general rule of thumb is that if you wake up feeling tired and longing for a chance to have a nap, then it's likely that you're not getting enough sleep. What matters is that you figure out how much sleep that you need and look for ways to achieve it. Lots of things can cause poor sleep, including certain specific health conditions. However, for most people, it's often due to poor sleeping habits. So if you're struggling with your sleep, here are 10 tips to improve your sleeping habits and help you get a better quality sleep. It's easy to get into a cycle of feeling tired after a poor night's sleep and then relying on caffeine and energy drinks as a pick-me-up to help get through the rest of the day. However, if you're doing this, you're only storing up problems for yourself in the long term. Because whilst they might help as a short-term quick fix, these drinks further disrupt your sleeping pattern over the long term. Aim to stick to a regular sleep schedule, and that is keeping your bedtime and wake-up times the same, even on weekends. This helps to regulate your body clock, and by doing so means that you're more likely to fall asleep and stay asleep for the night. Make time to relax and unwind after a full day. Your body needs time to shift into sleep mode, so make sure to spend that last hour before bed doing something that's calming and relaxing. Develop your own ritual of things that relax you and get you in the mood for sleep. Some people like to have a warm shower, some people like to read. For other people, it's listening to some calming, soothing music before bedtime. Whatever it is, make sure to incorporate it in that hour just so you gradually wean off and wind down so you're in the mood to sleep. If you have problems sleeping at night, then avoid taking naps during the day. Or if you have to have a nap, then keep them short, 30 minutes or less. I personally believe in power naps, and I can set my alarm clock for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and I'm fine to get on with the rest of my day. However, if you find that even with that, you still can't sleep properly at night, then getting rid of naps completely may help. As with most things, exercise is good for you, and sleep is also another one of those benefits, especially if the exercise is high in intensity and gets your heart rate going. But if you can't manage that, something is better than nothing. It would be difficult for anyone to fall asleep next to a busy highway with bright lights, sirens, and people all around you. And this theory is the same when it comes to your bedroom. You should aim to create a calm environment and minimize distractions as much as possible. So have a look around and make sure that anything that could detract from you getting a good night's sleep, you get rid of it. Your bedroom should be dark, and like little Miss Goldilocks, it shouldn't be too hot or too cold. You also have to be ruthless with any kind of noise that will disturb or detract from you getting a good night's sleep. This includes beeping from electronic devices, your partner's snoring, or noises from outside traffic. Okay, before anybody comes to me, I'm going to say that I'm not advocating somebody break up with their partner or end a relationship or pack up all their stuff and move just because I said so. No. What I'd recommend are things like blackout curtains, earplugs. You can even get little strips or putty that you can use to seal up any holes or gaps around the windows or door frames. And you can even get things like white noise machines, which you can get from Amazon or other online retailers, and they will help to mask all the outside noises that might interrupt and disrupt your sleep. Just as your environment should be comfortable, the actual bed you sleep on should also be comfortable too. So many people are sleeping on mattresses and pillows that are well past their sell-by date. And this is not only causing problems for your sleep, but aggravating back and neck problems as well. Make sure to sleep on mattresses and pillows that are comfortable, but also provide a good support for your spine. Most mattresses are guaranteed between 8 to 10 years. So if your mattress is older than that, that could be one of the reasons why you're not getting a good restful sleep. And it's probably a good idea to get rid and get a new one. As human beings, we follow what's called the circadian rhythm, which means that we rise with the natural sunlight and we fall asleep when it's dark. But that was before we had electronics and LED lighting. Did you know that using an electronic device such as a laptop can make it harder to fall asleep? This is because a particular type of light called blue light is emitted from the screens of these devices. And blue light can go on to disrupt our natural circadian rhythm and affect our sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, then avoid or limit your use of electronic devices before bedtime. If you have the option to, then you can also switch on the blue light filter on your device or your smartphone to reduce the amount of blue light you get from these devices. If you can, avoid eating large meals 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Smoking and a high intake of alcohol right before bedtime can also affect your sleep. In the old days of pen and paper, I would actually advise somebody to keep a physical diary. But nowadays, there's so many apps that you can use for the same purpose. They make it easier for you to accurately record your sleeping pattern and also spot any issues or patterns that keep recurring with your sleep. If you're still having trouble sleeping and you've tried the above steps, it's at this stage that I would suggest for you to make an appointment with your doctor or your healthcare provider for them to review your sleep and see if there's any other reasons behind it. They may also be able to investigate if there are any medical problems that are going on to affect your sleep. So there we go for another week. We're all done with the 10 tips for you to get a better night's sleep. I hope you found this video helpful and informative, and if you did, like and comment, and even if you didn't, dislike and comment so I can see it and make better videos. That's always my aim. I want to make better content, better videos so people can learn. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys again, same time next week, Sunday at 5 p.m. Take care of yourselves and have a good week ahead.